The last 6 Browns head coaches have been fired after a Steelers game. Can you name 3 of them?
Rob Chudzinski, Hue Jackson, and Pat Shurmur.
I mean, could you guys give an easier one? I mean, like, seriously. I mean, you guys are going to ask me next week, like, what's the square root of 7,042? And you just give him, let's pick 3 of their, name 3 head coach. They've all been fired within, like, the last 6 years. I mean, holy crap.
That's last Thursday on PFT Live when Chris Simms was a whining, crying baby about the ease of the trivia question that I got. And we remind you of that because it's draft time, and we now determine the first pick in the draft by virtue of answering a trivia question. So I have a trivia question for you. Are you ready for it?
I am.
What is the square root of 7,042?
I had a feeling you were about to ask me that. 83.9.
Oh, he got it! He got it! Oh, somebody told him that it was coming.
I knew, I saw the clip earlier, and I had a feeling it was going to come back to bite me, so I was ready for it.
We had a real trivia question for you because that wasn't fair.
Well, hey, when you go to school in New Jersey and go to Texas to get your education, square roots are no problem.
All right, well, you get the first pick. Well done. Well played.
Thank you.
Somebody told him, but that's all right.
Mathematician is what I am. I got to go, I think, with
the fact that you could even say mathematician accurately is impressive to me.
Yes, and my education, yes. I'm going with the New England Patriots defense as my statement for the Sunday. I mean, after a bye week, the Eagles have all the time to prepare. Just how suffocating they were after the first 2 drives of the game where you went, oh, no, this doesn't look good for the Patriots defense. And, do the Eagles have a nice little formula here? They threw the ball short, ran the ball, screens, things like that. And you went, uh-oh, like, have we found some issues with the Patriots defense? But after that point, I mean, it was game over. I mean, the Eagles couldn't do anything. Carson Wentz was suffocated in the pocket. He couldn't find anyone open downfield. It's a lot of work for that Eagles offense. There's nobody scary as far as to back a defense off or do anything like that. I do think Carson Wentz sits in the pocket too long at times and tries to force too many plays in general. But just overall, I just think the New England defense holding the Eagles 3 for 13 on 3rd downs. And really after those first 2 drives, which one was for 51 yards and the other one was for 95 yards. I mean, after that, man, it was slim pickings for that Eagles offense and total domination for the New England Patriots and Bill Belichick and his defense.
I got to go to the other side of the ball. The one team that dominated, the only team that's beaten the New England Patriots, the Baltimore Ravens. And this is getting boring because every week it's Lamar Jackson. But how can it not be Lamar Jackson? We are searching for the next Tom Brady and Peyton Manning rivalry in the NFL. We've seen the round robin this year. Patrick Mahomes against Lamar Jackson. Patrick Mahomes against Deshaun Watson. It was completed yesterday with Jackson against Watson.
Right.
And it was Jackson. Not that he's ever on the same field with him, but 41-7 when you are facing one of the other great young quarterbacks in the NFL, another MVP candidate, to do what he did, 17 of 24, 222 yards, 4 touchdowns, plus another 86 rushing yards from Lamar Jackson on 9 attempts. Lamar Jackson making the statement. And we saw Mahomes beat Jackson. We saw Watson beat Mahomes, and now the circle is complete because Jackson has beaten Watson.
So now we don't know who's better than who. We're just not sure. But either way, they were awesome. And you're right. Lamar Jackson right now is like can't miss TV.
Who would you take right now between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes?
Oh, I would take Patrick Mahomes still. I would, but it doesn't make it easy.
It's not as easy as it would have been a month and a half ago.
Definitely not. No, it's not that easy as well. And I'm probably taking it just because I can't even really quantify playing the position like Lamar Jackson. So that's where it's just different for me. But Lamar Jackson's so talented in everything he does. I think my next Sunday statement is going to go to Dak Prescott and the Dallas Cowboys. It's officially his team. You could talk about all the people they got on defense and Ezekiel Elliott all you want. No, the Cowboys go with Dak Prescott and his passing ability and his ability not only to be a leader, he just seems to be, always even keel, never shaken by the situation, or shooken, as some might say. But
as one might say.
He's just a tremendous leader, and his talents are showing on a week-to-week basis. And yes, I mean, he is showing he's certainly the franchise quarterback and worthy of whatever big contract he gets. You know, he went into the year, I think, as a fringe top 10 quarterback, and here he is now. I think he's really solidified himself, you know, towards the top 5, 6 best quarterbacks in football, somewhere around in that range. I mean, the last few weeks have just been a number of high-level, big-time throws. They don't give him a lot of easy completions. They're aggressive. They expect him, like this play here, stand in the pocket. Now, this is a great catch by Michael Gallup, but they expect him to stand in there and strike downfield, whether it's to Cooper, Gallup, Cobb. And when those three are healthy, they're tough to defend, Mike, because Gallup and Cooper will stress you on the outside. And if Cobb is healthy and can work the middle of the field, their pass game is something to be reckoned with.
Yeah, I agree with you completely there. And the Cowboys are going to regret not paying Dak Prescott when they could have. It's going to cost them far more than they'd like to pay. He's not going to do a team-friendly deal, and they better get this thing done. And not that the value is going to change between now and February or March, but they need to get it taken care of after the season. They're going to go ahead and ride out the rest of the season. I'd be shocked if they do a deal now, but at some point there's going to be a big check and a big commitment that they're going to make to Dak Prescott, and they should. The Saints made a big commitment to Michael Thomas before the season. Yeah. He has not in any way softened him. I think he's gotten better. When I spoke to him a few weeks ago, I said, you know, how have you reacted to getting this contract? Do you actually take on a greater urgency and responsibility to earn it? And he said, absolutely. And he's trying to rub off on his younger teammates how to properly conduct themselves, and it's working. 8 catches for 114 yards yesterday, but more importantly, he's the first player in NFL history to have 90 or more catches in 10 games. He's got 94, and he's on pace with 6 games left for 150.
Right.
And that would break the record set by Marvin Harrison back 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah, well, I mean, he's, you know, so big, so physical. He does bring an attitude to their offense. That's where I think some of his greatest value is. And then Sean Payton's a magician at finding ways to get him the ball in the middle of the field. You know, again, I don't look at Michael Thomas as being the best receiver in football. He's going to have the most receptions and all of that.
Who's the best receiver?
I think Tyreek Hill is still the most dangerous, best receiver in the sport. And then I really would probably go Amari Cooper after that. And then maybe Mike Evans. And then I'd get into Michael Thomas. You know, and I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just trying to give you my honest take there. He's amazing at what he does.
Week in and week out. It's amazing. 10 catches, 9, 11.
I get it.
13 a couple of weeks ago.
But, you know, I'm not going to sit there and just go, you know, through great play design all the time when he catches short passes and things like that, where I want to go, well, if you put the other guys there too, they would do the same stuff and maybe more after the catch. But, again, that's a topic for another discussion.
Somebody in New Orleans play that for Michael Thomas, so he'll have 200 catches this year.
I'm sure they will. He's not going to stop. They know how to feature him, and that's amazing. And he is amazing. I'm just saying, you know, just because he has the most catches doesn't mean he's the best receiver in football.
Look,
this is great play design, and every receiver in football would catch that ball. I mean, thank you.
Let me say this, though.
Right.
If they end up with the number 1 seed, somebody's got to be an MVP candidate off of that team, and it's going to be him because of the fact that Teddy Bridgewater played 5 games. Because no receivers ever won it.
Right.
Because usually if the receiver is having the kind of year to justify it, the quarterback is too.
I get that. I think you're right about that, Mike. I don't disagree there. I mean, he is, to me, the focal point of that offense. He is the thing you have to stop or slow down because Sean Payton uses him in so many different ways, and Sean's amazing at featuring guys, and that's where he's dangerous. And you know, I do think his attitude and leadership that way brings a lot to the table for just the overall toughness of the New Orleans Saints football team. I mean, come on. I just can't believe you didn't pick this guy already. Kirk Cousins, statement. Yes, down 20-0. I mean, to come back the way he did, some of the throws and plays he made and just the scrutiny he's been under. You know, and there we go. We're all sitting there going, oh, he finally delivers in primetime last week, and here he is. He's going to crap the bed at the 1 p.m. game against the Denver Broncos. But just made so many big plays, never lost his cool when they were down 20-0. Didn't seem like they ever panicked. That's the one thing that's really jumped out to me about Kirk Cousins ever since Adam Thielen's called out. It's like he's, you know, even when they score touchdowns, like he doesn't celebrate. He just runs right over the sideline. He's just like, it's business. I'm not done yet. It's business. He's just got this business look on his face all the time. And really, other than the Kansas City Chiefs game, where he missed maybe 2 throws that were high-level throws in that game. He has been on point since that Bears game and playing the quarterback position as good as anybody in football.
He got called out by Adam Thielen after that game, week 4. He's got no interception since then. He hadn't had an interception since week 2 when he threw the ball in double coverage with the game on the line against the Packers.
Yeah.
He's got 1 interception. I mean, it wasn't his fault. It was against the Eagles. And he had a fumble yesterday, but, he got blasted from behind. He barely had a chance to even set up. Cousins has been playing great. I was going to make it my third
I figured you were.
pick. I feel like I pick him every week.
Well, I know, but when I knew the square root of 17,000 for whatever the hell the number was.
It wasn't that,
Yeah.
but either way, 7,042. The square root is 83.9. For some reason, I will remember that until the day I die.
Yeah, you will.
7,042. The square root is
Chris
83.9.
Chris is smart and knew that.
Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how you even looked it up because it's not like it's on your phone calculator.
What are you gonna do here?
All right. We talked about this guy earlier, but I think he deserves the praise in large part because I don't know how much we're going to talk about the Jets the rest of the season, but Jamal Adams is phenomenal.
Yeah.
To have 3 sacks and to just be the heart and soul of that defense for a team that very easily could have mailed it in and gone away. And look, they got the Raiders this week. If they really want to prove to people that they will be a factor down the stretch, the best way to do it is beat the Raiders. And I don't think they can, and I don't think either you and I will pick them to win, but at least they have something going on, and Adams is the big reason for it. And they put all that ugliness behind them that happened at the trade deadline, and I like where they are right now. I like what Jamal Adams is doing. And these games down the stretch are part of laying the foundation for next year. Yeah, maybe there's a way the dominoes fall that allow you to at least be alive week 16 or 17, even if you need 10 different forms of help to get into the playoffs.
Right.
But this is about setting yourself up for next year. And Christopher Johnson, the owner of the team, or at least the owner while the owner is away, he made it clear this week that Adam Gase isn't going anywhere. The players responded well to it. Sam Darnold liked it, and look what they did. And I know it was only Washington, but it's not like Washington is getting blown off the field each and every week.
No, it's just the Jets have seemed to have righted the ship a little bit ever since that ugly game in Miami. And Sam Darnold played well yesterday. And, yeah, the defense, Jamal Adams is he's everywhere. He's phenomenal.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.